I want to give Senator Mumma Catherine an opportunity now.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to rise and support the passing of this bill. Madam Speaker, it is good that we are now putting in place a framework to bring a little order in the matters of financing county functions in this country. Madam Speaker, since the onset of devolution, we have had a lot of confusion around the issue of functional assignment, the issue of national government supporting activities that fall within county government functions, the issue of development partners supporting activities that fall within the county government functions. And Madam Speaker, I happened to be in the CIC in the initial years, and in the first term of county governments, they suffered quite a lot as a number of development partners literally refused to fund their functions because they believed the county governments should not receive those funds, but that those funds must be channeled through the national government ministries. This bill will help to account for all funds that the people of Kenya will receive as grants, as loans, and as other funds that come from the development partners. Madam Speaker, funds that come from development partners are public funds. They are not a charitable allocation that we should not account for. And this is going to bring a bit of sanity in ensuring that the people of Kenya are able to know exactly how much money has been deployed to counties towards the development of counties. Madam Speaker, even as I support the bill, I would like to support Senator Mungatana's proposal that we cannot mix the provisions of this additional funds and those of the Equalisation Fund. Madam Speaker, the Equalisation Fund is provided for under the Constitution. It was supposed to have been operationalized, but the Jubilee government completely refused to operationalize the Equalisation Fund. And Madam Speaker, the issue of operationalizing funds under the Equalisation Fund need a special discussion on how we can recoup the 10 years that have been lost out of the 20 years that the fund was supposed to exist. So if we sneak it into this bill, we will actually be undermining the very reason why we have the Equalisation Fund. I suggest, Madam Speaker, that that committee specifically set time to relook at how we can operationalize the Equalisation Fund to ensure that those funds actually are deployed towards what they were intended to be deployed for. So we should remove that provision within this act. Madam Speaker, I would also want to add one more provision that the committee should consider looking into. Within these additional funds, the Senate will have additional oversight mandate over these funds. I would want to request the committee to consider providing, even if it's just one clause, that will require county governments to submit their reports as part of the oversight towards ensuring that the Senate carries out its oversight mandate in respect of these funds. And we need, possibly in the PSC regulations, to also include further regulation that will ensure that that additional responsibility that the Senate gets is clearly reflected and clearly provided for in order for the Senate to be able to adequately carry out those functions. Madam Speaker, I'd like to remind members that during our induction, one of the issues that was raised was the need for the Senate to go beyond just looking at the figures in the Auditor General's report, but to try and come up with a mechanism that can enable us to also oversee through carrying out impact assessment activities that can enable us to appreciate and tell Kenyans how the funds that are being deployed to counties are impacting their lives or changing the lives of the people. Madam Speaker, with those few amendments that I've proposed, I beg to support. Thank you.